Today's video is part 2 in a series that we started last week, talking about sit to stand variations to improve the stance control or your ability to feel confident during the standing phase of walking to really take your walking to the next level. In this week's video, we are going to talk about another common problem that makes people a little bit insecure with their walking, and that is dissociation. We're going to go over sit to stand variations to improve your body's ability to dissociate. We're going to go into what that word means, and of course, exercises that you can start doing today to improve your ability to dissociate, which will definitely improve your walking. If you're new to this channel, I'm Tara, I'm a neurologic physical therapist, and on this channel we talk about anything and everything related to mobility, health, fitness, and mindset to empower you with as many tools as possible to take full ownership of your mobility and your overall health. And with all that said, today we're going to go over sit to stand variations for those of you that do not have the ability to dissociate. That can be extremely problematic with walking. So for those of you that don't know what that is, dissociation is something that our brain does automatically, where we can separate the right side of our body from the left side of our body, meaning they can work independently of each other. Sometimes after a neurologic injury or a brain injury in particular, we lose that ability to dissociate. So what does that mean when you're walking? It means that when you're standing on one leg, this leg doesn't want to bend to come through. That sometimes is because of dissociation. Now, there's other reasons that can cause that. Things we've talked about on this channel are spasticity, abnormal synergy patterns, but the inability to dissociate is one potential root cause of not being able to bend this leg when you want to bring it through. So how can sit to stand help? Sit to stand can help, and we're specifically talking about the standing phase of an involved leg, right? Sit to stands can help to relearn how to extend this leg without extending this leg, and that's what we're going to go through today. We're going to start out with some very easy variations of how to do dissociation activities that are specifically designed for that standing phase of walking. So let's go ahead and dive in. Some of you might be thinking, if you watched last week's video, that this has some similarities to last week's video, because we did set the uninvolved leg up onto a surface and try and do a sit to stand with just this leg. The main difference between this and what we did last week is the height of the surface we are setting this foot up on to really get these legs doing the two extreme opposite ends of a movement spectrum. So this one is close to extension, this one is very, very close to as flexed up as possible. Dissociating. This is the working leg or the involved leg. This is the uninvolved leg. So for those of you that are in the really early stages, you're not even going to do a sit to stand yet. All you're going to do is have something over on your involved side, and you're going to weight shift. Okay? If you have trouble dissociating, this is going to be extremely uncomfortable, because the only thing you have to support you from not losing your balance is this leg. What motion does this leg have to do? It has to push down. Why might it not want to push down if you can't dissociate? Because this leg is so flexed up. Okay? So this is going to reveal whether or not you have this issue, because your brain and your body are not going to want to reach across for this. If you're in that situation, don't do this yet. Definitely work with a therapist. If you can't dissociate, you will fall, because this leg will not be able to push down to help you maintain your balance with this leg flexed up like that. So if you start to lean that way and your body says, no, 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 I'm not doing that, don't do it. Definitely work with a therapist or have a family member stand on this side to make sure you don't fall. And then you're just going to reach across. Okay? Once you can do that, you want to bring this foot back, make sure it's back, it's underneath your body, reach across still. Remember, you can use your arms for this, and then you're going to push up again. Okay, so you see this leg, it's in extreme flexion. Okay, this looks easy, but some of you might not even know you have this problem until you try and do this exercise and you realize that you can't do it. So don't take this for granted. Make sure you're set up, make sure you're safe, and then try and push. All right, one thing to pay attention to that some people don't pick up on unless I kind of point it out to them, pay attention to what you feel under this foot. Okay, if you really feel, this is what happens sometimes, that people actually shift over this leg and just kind of push up with that leg. If you feel a lot of pressure down through this leg, then you might be missing kind of the main benefit of this exercise. You really want to feel like you're pushing down and that most of the pressure is down through this foot. That's assuming you can feel on the bottom of your foot, but you want to feel like the pressure is down through this foot, okay? And down, and then back up, and down. All right, you will notice for this one, I switched legs. So the tape is on this leg. This is the working leg. Okay, you're gonna put your foot on an unstable surface and try and put it behind you. This is dissociating, in particular, that knee, having that knee bent. Usually when this knee goes straight, this knee wants to go straight as well. Again, we're on an unstable surface. I showed this last week in an exercise. I like unstable surfaces because it's immediate feedback. You will feel that ball roll. This is the working leg, all right? Weight over this leg, and you're gonna try and push. All your weight centered over this leg. If you feel that that ball's rolling back, that means that you either can't dissociate or you're trying to use this leg to help. In either case, you'd wanna try not to let that ball roll, okay? You want that ball to stay pretty still. And then from a lower surface, I love using my handy dandy stool because it has different rungs on it. So you can really grade the difficulty with a stool like this. And start with the uninvolved non-working foot on a lower rung of the stool. And try and do that sit to stand first from that lower surface. You will feel that pressure on that foot or your foot's gonna wanna come off of that altogether. So start on a lower rung, up, down. Or you can start on a lower rung, then reach it up onto a higher one and try and go down slow. And then see if you can push back up from that foot up on that higher one. Remember, we're trying to keep all the pressure off of this foot. So if you feel like there's a lot of pressure on that bar or that bar's pushing into the bottom of your foot, you want to try and avoid that. And then just do sit to stands. Okay, then if you can do it with no hands, progress to no hands. Now, I know it looks a little bit similar to some of the exercises we did last week, but remember this for those of you that can't dissociate. So you really want to make sure this leg is flexed up as high as possible. So hopefully all of that made sense and that you guys found these exercises helpful. If you did and you're new to this channel and you haven't yet subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell so that you'll get notified every time I upload new videos. I enjoyed spending time with you all today, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day.